It's official. The OCC just greenlit Ripple. And just like that, the trillion-dollar shift, all powered by the Genius Act, is kicking off. Remember that act? Signed into law way back in July 2025, it laid the entire groundwork for US dollar-backed stablecoins. And now, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency has just given the final definitive green light.
Look, if you ignore this new OCC ruling, you are choosing to sideline yourself from a $20 trillion shift in the global financial system. This isn't some far-off prediction anymore. It's the new financial reality being built by U.S. regulators as we speak. Now, here's the twist. For months, maybe even years, everyone's eyes have been glued to the SEC. But the real game-changing moves, they were happening over at the OCC. They've been quietly building the bridges for this massive new stablecoin economy. So in this explainer, I'm going to break down for you exactly how this one regulatory move unlocks the entire market.
Okay, number one, the headline news that's changing everything. Ripple has just received conditional approval from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for a national trust bank charter. This is it. This is the first domino to fall. So what in the world is a national trust bank charter? Well, think of it like the ultimate VIP pass from the US government. It's a federal license that lets a company like Ripple act like a trust, nationwide with the same kind of legitimacy as a traditional bank. And they're going to be under the direct watch of the OCC. And this, right here, this is the key. Yeah, the approval is conditional, but folks, it is granted. That's it. The debate is over. Those regulatory walls that have been holding the entire industry back, they're officially coming down and being rebuilt into financial superhighways. So how did we even get to this point? This approval didn't just appear out of thin air. It's all built on a piece of foundational legislation that made this moment possible. I'm talking about the Genius Act. This is the bedrock of the entire shift. Let's just rewind the clock a little. Back in July of 2025, the Genius Act was signed into law. Its whole purpose was to create a clear, legal path for US dollar-backed stablecoins. Now fast forward to right now, February 2026, and bam! Ripple's charter approval is the first major move based on that law. And the goals of the act are crystal clear. First, make USD-backed stablecoins legit. Second, force them to play by the rules with strict compliance and total transparency. And the big one? Use this new tech to cement the US dollar's place as the world's top reserve currency. Which brings us to number three, the agency that's really architecting this new regulatory bridge, the OCC. We're seeing an incredibly forward-thinking stance from them, and it's all being led by Jonathan Gold. And this isn't some quiet memo. Jonathan Gold just stood up before the Senate and laid it all out. He said, and I quote, "Innovation is the lifeblood of American finance. The OCC is giving a clear green light to payment stablecoins. You really can't get a more direct signal than that." Okay, we're about to get into the absolutely mind-boggling numbers that this shift is unlocking. But I have to pause here. From us at Crypto Global News, let me be perfectly clear. If you are watching this without a subscription, you are missing the alerts. Click subscribe to stay on the timeline. These moves are happening way too fast to be left behind. Now, what's so critical to understand here is that this isn't just one agency going rogue. We are finally seeing a united front. The CFTC, the SEC, the OCC, the FDIC, even the Federal Reserve, they're all starting to sing from the same hymn sheet. This kind of widespread agreement is what sets the stage for truly explosive growth. So, with all these heavy hitters finally getting on the same page, it begs the question, right? Who's going to make the next big move? Which of these agencies is about to drop the next bombshell? After this is over, head on over to our community tab and cast your vote in our poll. I'm really curious to see what you all think. All right, on to number 4. Let's talk money. Let's quantify the financial shockwave this green light is about to unleash. This is the $20 trillion opportunity. Just take a look at this. The stablecoin market, already sitting at a very healthy $300 billion, is now projected to straight up double. With this new layer of federal backing, of real legitimacy, we are looking at a market cap of over $600 billion. That's the sound of big institutional money finally feeling safe enough to jump in. But market cap is only one piece of a story. The real metric here is volume. $20 trillion in monthly transfer volume. Let that number sink in for a second. That is more than the entire annual GDP of the United States happening every single month. The plumbing being built right now isn't for a small group of enthusiasts. It's for global commerce itself. And that incredible volume is going to be driven by users, a lot of users. We're not talking about a niche product anymore. Projections are now hitting over 500 million holders globally. That's a user base comparable to the entire population of North America. This is the birth of a mainstream financial system. So, number 5, what does this all mean for you, especially if you're a US-based investor? Let's pivot to your next strategic move, because the future isn't coming, it's already here. All right, let's break this down into actionable takeaways. 1. Start monitoring the OCC. Seriously, your focus has to expand beyond just the SEC now. 2. Get this in your head. A national trust bank charter is the new gold standard of legitimacy. And 3. Track the adoption metrics. Holder count and transaction volume. That's where you'll see the real story unfold. And for the absolute fastest updates on all this, you need to be in our Telegram channel. The QR code's on your screen, and the link is right down in the description. So all of this leaves us with one massive hanging question. Ripple is the first one through the door, but you know they won't be the last. So which financial giant, maybe a legacy player or a new disruptor, is going to be the next one to get an OCC charter? That is the race to watch now. And if you want to understand the technology that's making this whole revolution possible, you've got to watch our explainer on the XRP ledger. It's right here on the screen.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.